functions, others are tasks and duties. Interesting submission there. But let's return to the studio and get on to discussing governance matters and what it means at local council levels, especially when it comes to matters of service delivery. We'll also be looking into the nomination week, which is beginning today. 9 o'clock to be exact is the time the Electoral Commission has stated that that process will get underway, and it will go throughout to the 24th of September. Of course, there are clusters for nominations on all the levels from the district top positions as well as the local councils at the bottom. We'll also look into matters of integrity and governance that were experienced in past elections that could rear their ugly head in 2026. How are the politicians or those who are seeking positions intend to deal with some of these particular challenges that affect Uganda's elections, including things like bribery? I'm joined on set by Fred Bamwine. He's a commissioner in the President's office in charge of RDCs. Many thanks for making it.
Thank you so much. Good morning, viewers and listeners.
We're also joined by Godfrey Luyombia, Speaker for Nakawa. Many thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. It's humbling to be here.
And on our left is Kenneth Kabanda. He's aspiring councillor for Chibuye Parish 1. Many thanks for making it to Morning at NTV.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here too.
Great. Now, let me begin with the nomination exercise. I'll be transitioning a little bit later into how this plays the service delivery cards for all the politicians and whether many have the score perfect or positive in as far as integrity and governance is concerned. Let me begin with Mr. Kenneth Kabanda. You are interfacing with us for the very first time on Morning at NTV. First and foremost, congratulations on what has been reported as being handed the ticket for the National Unity Platform for your particular constituency. Tell us about that very briefly.
Thank you very much. I won't say it was a tug of war. I think I was the best candidate. We were 11 candidates, and I thank my party that it saw me as the best candidate to represent the people of Chibuye 1. Yes. Okay.
I think it's good to say when somebody believes entirely that they are the better person, it works well going into the election. Whether you are actually the better candidate ahead of the rest remains to be seen. We shall be following very closely your campaign trajectory ahead of the elections. But let's talk about the nomination process that is beginning today at the Electoral Commission. There have been a bit of challenges here and there that have been raised. This is a general question that will go to each one of us. How do you see the Electoral Commission rectifying some of the consistent challenges we have faced as a country when processes like these are rolled out? Let me begin with Mr. Bamwine.
Thank you so much for giving me this time. Nominations, electoral processes taking place. They have two stages. There's that stage, first of all, which requires academic qualifications. That is Parliament and the President and the Chairman, LC5. Then the lower ones do not have the academic requirements. So the layers are not the same.
Okay.
But of course, the procedure is you have to be a Ugandan, registered voter, a resident of that locality, or indicating that you are likely to shift to that locality in 6 months if you are elected. Those are the procedures. But normally, Electoral Commission gets stampeded. He has told you from one party, they were contesting 6 of them, 11 of them.
11.
Now the ticket has been given to him. The Ugandan Constitution does not stop any other person, even from his own party, from coming to stand. And those are the things that we have lacunas in the law. I have seen some situations, even people with party cards being defeated by those who were not successful in
the primaries. Yeah.
Then we have also a challenge of parties who profess to be democratic, but when there are no Democrats in that party. So the friction from parties is transported to Electoral Commission, National Electoral Commission. But where the challenge, I think, lies, we do not have intensive and extensive voter and civic education. That's where the big, such that even if you're a candidate, you know the do's and the don'ts. Because you have people who have presented themselves as stand, but some of them are assuming it is a do and die. And when that one happens, it jeopardizes the whole process. Temptations of bribing electoral officers comes in. Temptations of manipulating the people responsible comes in because it is a do and die. Then two, you also have situations in parties. I can use an example of NUP because for them there is the most recent. They gave tickets, I think, Friday and Saturday from that time. But I've seen prominent local politicians at the mayor level saying, we don't agree with what has come out, we don't know the procedure, I'm going to consult my people. So when that happens, be rest assured that in the National Electoral Commission, this fight from parties will be transported into the voting itself. Then also we have also a challenge of the message. Many people come to stand for given positions, but you find the message the candidates are giving to the people does not exist. You find a councillor like you says, when I come, I'm going to build a drainage. I'm going to make sure that the roads are done. But you're not the one responsible. Because a councillor and a member of parliament, their roles is to make policies and legislate. Then the roles, the technical people are the ones to implement. So, but you find that a candidate is promising heaven and earth, which he or herself is not in her control. Then also, people, of course, there's a financial element. Initially, when NRM had come to power, the only people that were being paid were members of parliament, NRC, that time, and they were paid very meager resources. But now, at every stage, at every level, there's some bit of financial resources. There is also an aspiration that if I become a councillor or a chairman, that's an opportunity for me to earn, to earn a living better than my voters. So you find that candidates have a pressure from the population because there is perception that every person who has been elected has gone to eat. Then these voters say, for us, you give us ours from here.
Okay.
And that's those are the controversies that even make candidates, first of all, to be strained. Secondly, to promise what does not exist in their mandate. And also, thirdly, to compromise the integrity. Others have sold their properties. You find somebody selling his house to put money in elections. But when you look at, even if he's paid, the money that is being paid to this person cannot recover a house you sold in elections.
That is right.
And you have seen people when after elections, people die.
The pressure is too much, the depression sets in, yes. And of course inability to cope with the weight of loss is also something that we often see. Godfrey Luyombia, Nakawa division has some challenges maybe that could be facing, especially when it comes to the timelines that have been rolled out by the Electoral Commission. There have been some changes here and there, and some political parties are saying the inconsistency, for example, is affecting the way they are conducting their own business, and that has affected the entire process. Has there been any effort to harmonize, and if not, is the ability to work within the framework provided by the Electoral Commission something that you have comfortably taken on as a party?
It is kindly hard for one to assess the number of traffic that is going to be registered during the nomination exercise. I, for one, I was also given the mandate. I would also wish to thank my party, the National Platform, for entrusting me the mandate to represent the people of Nakawa 2 as their Lord Councillor. This time round, I've been an LC3 Councillor, but I've taken a step ahead to represent my people of Nakawa 2 at the Authority Council, God willing. Of course, inconsistencies are always there. We have been seeing them in EC, and I think, for one, I would say Electoral Commission seems not to have been prepared enough to organize and monitor this election. When you look at this time, we are in nominations mode, but even we don't even have the final voters registers out. That is very, very important for one to contest in a given locality. That's why you always see people sometimes bouncing at the nomination day, because the signatures that they have gathered from the community
may not be persons that are registered.
Because at one time, one can be excluded off the register. By this time, we would expect the voter register of given localities to be out, but it isn't there. So we see that's one of the issues that shows that Electoral Commission might not be ready. And also, there are challenges. Of course, we have seen on the media where police is warning the communities, the people, not to mobilize, be organized and all that, but realize that enforcement sometimes are being done in favor of a given group of a political party. When you mobilize, for example, in the national platform, police will always come up with issues against your mobilization, and they may disrupt the entire nomination activity of a given candidate. They fire tear gas and all that, dispersing masses and all that. Yet ideally, the entire nomination exercise involves mobilization, involves showing masses that you're capable, involves showing the world that, look, I'm the potential candidate because I'm the one representing the people you're seeing behind me.
And that will involve addressing crowds.
Yeah. So it's kind of also challenging, and I think some of those things need to be really addressed. And the other thing I would also beseech the Electoral Commission to also be flexible enough. You look, we are in an environment where we have members who are endorsed by various political parties, and there are those that are willing to come independent. You've been seeing them all over the media, not appreciating the result of the process that they participated into. And there is a lacuna in the law that doesn't bear those people to go ahead to nominate. So we're expecting much traffic. What would beseech the Electoral Commission is to be kind of flexible. When you look at the local government setup, majorly for our side, with the LC5, the Lord Councillors and Lord Mayors and all that, you may register. We're only given 3 days, but the numbers might be overwhelming. What happens in the event that the numbers are overwhelming? So through that kind of communication and engagements, would expect the Electoral Commission to be considerate where there is need. Sometimes you may bounce a candidate because of lack of the correct signatures without the provision of the voter allocation register. Let them give us time to also see how best we can work hand in hand so that everyone, there is no gap that is being closed for any potential candidate.
Okay, perfectly understandable concerns on the part of any one political party. Later, we shall be interfacing with the spokesperson of the Electoral Commission, who will update us on exactly what adjustments are being done to accommodate all the issues that are raised by the various political parties. But allow me ask Mr. Kenneth Kabanda what the requirements are set for your position and whether you are comfortable, especially when it comes to the time frame within which you're supposed to be nominated.
Okay. Thank you. I think on my position we don't have more requirements because I think there we do not have any education qualifications. What we only have is to pay their 25,000 shillings.
25,000.
Yes.
Okay.
As a councillor, and then they nominate you. But I will concur with Mr. Riomba. There are many challenges with EC. First of all, that issue of the register. They cannot send you for signatures, whereby you cannot be sure on who is the voter and who is not the voter. Yeah. That is another issue. You can also see it from the youth elections that EC was not even ready, because we went there whereby as the opposition parties, we were not even allowed to have or to set our hands on the register. It was only given to the presiding officers, and we also wanted to have it because we wanted to check who are the youth that are eligible to vote. And then when you look at the new measures that they brought on the table, I think most of the candidates are not aware. More so on my position, there is that thing of online nomination that they brought in, whereby you have to nominate online. Most of the councillors, being that they don't have academic qualification, they are not aware of this. And I don't think EC has taught the nation about that point.
Sensitization,
yeah, that sensitization.
Okay.
And another thing, the fact that they have been changing roadmaps, that alone assures us or sees them that they have not been prepared a lot or enough. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. We shall be returning to this conversation, but allow me go to my colleague, Rashul Adidi, who is standing by in Arua to give us an update on exactly how the situation is there and how the nomination process will be undertaken today. Good morning, Rashul. I should be having Rashul Adidi anytime now, and there he is, live from Arua. Good morning.
Yes, a very good morning, Chris, in the studio, and those who are watching us this morning. Of course, it will never be bold unless it comes from Nation Media Group, that is to say NTV and some of its subsidiaries. We have already started our coverage of 2026 general elections, and today we're seeing in the country the nominations for those who are running for councillors kicking off across the different electoral commission offices. Currently, I'm coming to you live from West Nile Regional Electoral Commission headquarters here in Arua City, where everything is set to ensure that those who are vying for the different local government elective positions have their nominations done today. And you can see at my background, Electoral Commission officers already seated and set to ensure that those who will be coming for nomination have their nomination successfully. And to dive into this conversation better this morning, I'm delighted to be joined by the Electoral Commission officer for Arua City, who sits here at the regional headquarters to understand so far what is the status of these processes and how is it starting so far. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Ezra Osman is my name. I'm the returning officer for the city. Today's nomination. And today's nomination is for city councillors, chairpersons, and for 3 days. Today, tomorrow, and Friday, we shall close with that. And on Monday to Wednesday, we shall have the city division chairpersons and councillor nominations. And we have issued over 200 nomination forms for various candidates of Arua City. And today's being the first day, we are set, and we are going to begin this exercise at 9 with the nomination of candidates. Right now, we are doing verification of their papers, we are registering them, we have pre-registration of candidates. We are doing that exercise. When it reaches 9, any candidate who has met the requirements will be nominated. Yeah.
Maybe one thing that I want to understand, I'm already seeing the rain trying to threaten, and it is likely going to rain. What happens in a situation where the rain has disrupted the activity, yet there are specific stipulated days for this exercise?
I don't know. Right now you can see the where we have. I think the rain will not disturb so long as you are here, unless it is and the rain disturbs. So we have 3 good days for days with city chairperson.
Before I let the room to my colleague who is in Gulu, I want to understand what are some of the requirements. What are some of the requirements? In just a second.
In just a second, the most requirements are: 1, you have to pay nomination fees, which is mandatory, and it has various charges. And 2, you have to have commission your papers by commissioner for oath. And if you are independent, if you are on a party ticket, those nomination forms must have been endorsed. So those are basically the key things we shall be checking when we are nominating candidates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Izale Osman happens to be the Electoral Commission Officer for Arua City, trying to bring us to speed as far as today's exercise is concerned. And of course, for us, we shall give you 360 coverage about this coverage across the country. And to give you what is currently in Gulu, allow me to connect to my colleague, that is Emi Ojara, to tell us perhaps how has it started in Gulu City. Ojara, if you can hear me, kindly take up from where I've stopped and tell the nation what is currently in Gulu. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother Rashul, and thank you for the update. And good morning to viewers of NTV, and in the studio, I am Emi Daniel Ojara, reporting from Gulu City. Well, thank you everyone who's watching NTV this morning. In Gulu, so far so good. The weather is chilly, and we have a lot of activities running up right now. And of course, I don't know from other parts of the country, but in Gulu, the exercise started yesterday with the verification of seconders. And here in Gulu, due to the numbers of the many number of councillors and people who are seeking the various positions which are going to be handled within the next few days, the Electoral Commission has petitioned how they are going to handle the activity. So activities are being held at the Gulu District Council Hall, which currently still sits at Gulu City, and of course the Electoral Commission offices. So I've spoken to some few candidates who are seeking election, and they're saying so far nothing they have registered which is not so fair for them, because they are verifying their papers. And as of today, we expect that councillors 4 and the city mayors will be able to be nominated. Of course, the requirements that they need are their national identifications, their academic documents, and of course the seconders are required to be people of residents of where those people are seeking the positions. And in Gulu here, we don't have quite a huge number of people who are seeking like the top positions. I am speaking about the city mayor. So far we know of about 3 or 5 people who are seeking elections, and that among them is the incumbent Gulu city mayor, that is Alfred Okwonga, who is under the NRM party ticket. We also have the PFF party, who has currently fronted Moses Abon. Moses Abon used to be a mayor for Pejelaro division, also here in Gulu City, and many others. The list of councillors are endless, and of course it is still so far so good. We haven't registered any serious incident, and everyone is eager to wait for what is going to transpire this morning as we proceed. Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you very much. Julius Ochen, they're coming to us from Lira and giving us a 360-degree view of what is happening in light of the nomination exercise that is rolling out. Allow me to return to the studio and continue, or rather do a wrap-up of the conversation here with my panelists, Fred Bamwine, Godfrey Luyombia, as well as Kenneth Kawanda, on the question of integrity in governance. Uganda has consistently suffered some of these pitfalls, and there is hope, renewed hope in every election cycle that these things are going to be resolved. Mr. Bamwine, very briefly, do you think there is a genuine opportunity for all stakeholders in our body politic to rectify the integrity question? Wow.
You see, you have a belief or a perception that those who participate in politics are different from the communities they live in.
They are not.
So in a situation whereby voters are demanding for drinks and eats, I don't see the kind of integrity you're likely to refer to. Because, you know, we have a challenge. We want democracy and human rights, but we don't want to talk about responsibility. These ones should be going with responsibility
and accountability.
And that responsibility and accountability, that's where punishment would be coming in. And unfortunately, in Uganda's law, a person who is bribing and the one receiving, they are all suspects. So in that situation, you force both of them to hide. The one giving is hiding, the one receiving is hiding. So
you're defeating.
When you say that every person is buying votes or bribing voters, say, whom has he bought? Whom has he bribed? Because even the person who has received the bribe is fearing for the law to. So me, I think if we talk about integrity, in fact, we could call it political hygiene. If we talk about integrity in elections and governance, we need to have these harsh laws that make corruption and bribery risky.
Okay.
For instance, I am an advocate that if any candidate is caught in any mischief, should be disqualified and not allowed to compete again.
At any one level?
Yes.
Great.
Maybe for some time, for a long time. But as long as we don't have those harsh punishments, we are just marking time.
Godfrey Luyombia, you have been in the trenches of elective politics. You've also served, and you are seeking to serve again. One would ask, are you a man of integrity? And do you think the integrity question can really be rectified by pleading and appealing to politicians like you to be fair in what you do and do the right thing, even when we are not looking?
The people of Nakawa can attest that Godfrey is the #1 champion when it comes to integrity. However, and that's why they're going to give me the mandate to keep on representing their values and what they stand for. But the challenge that we do have is it is an entire system of governance, and the major problem that is rotating, actually the monster that we do have is the corruption bit of it. The one who gives it out and one who receives it at all given levels, be it at the commission level. You've seen people doing quite a number of many abnormal things at the tally center. Some of them we have even evidenced them recently. I saw NRM how the SC chairperson was tallying voters, was tallying votes, counting from 100 to 110, each person equating him to 10 votes. So if that can be evidenced and there's nothing that is being addressed, what happens is that the end result will be the community or the people not participating fully in the exercise, because they do think that their mandate is not ideally respected. So, and we always do also have these observers in an election process. But what do these observers do? How many recommendations are these election observers done and have been implemented? When it comes to declaration of results and all that, you will see one being declared even when it's not a winner, and they send you to court. You go to another system where in court, which takes another more years of hearing petitions. I, for one, am a victim of election bribery. In 2016, I was just a fresh graduate from Macquarie University Business School. I contested for LC3 councillorship. And I was in an environment where someone I was competing with was a government worker. He did not resign prior to the nomination. It took me 5 solid years for me to get justice, to the extent that the ruling was done a week towards the next nomination of 2021.
Interesting there.
So such a system, how can the people of that given community go ahead to fight for what belongs to it? That's why for us what we're saying in our protest vote that we are heading into, we have a role to play as the citizens. You vote, make sure that you follow up on your vote until when it is declared, and if not, it's not declared, make sure that you fight for what belongs to you.
Okay, let's give the chance to Kenneth Kabanda, the youthful contestant for Chibuye 1 parish. And I'll ask a question that should not make you uncomfortable. There are many who believe that politicians seeking positions, including at lower level, are simply going there too, as the word goes, to eat. Are you going to eat?
But you're scared about saying it.
Yeah, well, I'm scared about saying it. No, I would say no. And I think my people of Chibuye 1 will testify, have been serving, even when I have not got that position. I'm not going there to eat. I'm going to serve my people.
Okay.
I would want to talk a little bit what my comrade
Very quickly, we have to wrap this up.
Yes. You cannot talk about integrity when the communities are very poor. We have a lot of poverty out there. There is illusion in family values. And we politicians also come with, from families. We politicians also come from those communities. Now, if there is poverty, integrity cannot be there.
It seems like a justification of corruption.
It can't.
The poor can be right thinking and do the right thing even when no one is looking.
Mr. Bamwine talked about where people are still demanding for sugar and soap. What is that? If you don't have the value that my vote must be respected with its values, not sugar and soap, then that is poverty.
Okay, thank you very much, Kenneth Kabanda, LC3 councillor. That is Chibuye 1, that is Chibuye 1 parish. Many thanks for making it to MorningAtNTV. Many thanks to you too, Fred Bamwine, Commissioner in the President's Office, and many thanks to Godfrey Luyombia. You're of course also seeking that seat for Nakawa, the councillor seat, and of course as the nomination gets underway, I hope you can go and sensitize your constituents on what they need to do and what they ought to do. Yes. That is very, very important. Our coverage of this particular process continues here on NTV. Of course, we shall be transitioning a little bit later into a broader coverage away from Morning at NTV. For now, though, allow us go for a break. When we return, we'll be talking matters that will have the Electoral Commission on the spot to answer to some of the concerns that have been raised by the political parties, especially in line with the deadlines and the shifting sands of the dates that have been put for nomination. Stay with us.
Dear viewer, welcome back from the break, and thank you for watching Morning at NTV. We really appreciate wherever you're watching us from. Now, as you're aware, today the Electoral Commission has officially started the nomination for local government councils. Joining me today morning, I'm with Madam Salima Marina, who is currently the Division Woman Councillor for Katete here in Bara City. She recently won the flag for NRM in the recent concluded NRM primaries. Now she's she's holding the NRM flag for the city lady councillor for Bara City. Now we will talk to Madam Salima to tell us how ready are you for today's process, because it has started today to end on Friday. How ready are you?
Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to greet all the viewers of NTV and introduce myself. That my name is Marina Salma. I'm a woman councillor representing Katete Ward at Mbara City, South Division, and the Deputy Speaker. And of now, I'm the elect NRM flag bearer for the city, woman councillor. I'm well prepared because all the requirements they gave us, you know, when you go there, they give you the requirements you're supposed to fulfill. So all the requirements, I've got to them. The only thing I'm remaining with is the commission of oath for my agent, official agent. We're supposed to have official agents, and it is what I'm going to work on now. But otherwise, all the enrichments they requested, all the equipments they want, I think I'm ready with them and I qualify. So today is when I'm going to do my nominations.
All right, someone watching Morning at NTV right now would want to know, what are the specific roles played by local government?
Thank you so much. I appreciate the government for putting the local government, because they have a lot of doing. Mostly those are the roles for the local government. And the first role of the local government is service delivery to the lower government or the lower levels of the government, whereby it helps in service delivery to reach the downer people or the people on ground. If those local governments were not around, then it means the service delivery will be very hard to reach on the lower people. So I think these local governments help us in service delivery to reach our people down there. Secondly, these local governments also help in development, in economic development. What do I mean here? We have infrastructure, environmental protections, and so many other things. So if we don't have these local governments, meaning these things on the lower level, they are not going to get the economic development.
Madam Salima, someone would want you to briefly tell us what are the challenges, briefly, that are facing local governments now that you wish to be addressed by central government?
The challenges we were getting, we have limited budgets, whereby the finances are limited. You know, we get grants, we collect the revenues from the locals, then we send them back to the central government. And when that money is brought back, it is limited to things we are supposed to be doing. So we requested the government that if the district or the city has collected its revenue, let it remain at the district level so that we manage our things. But those things of sending money back to the central government, then they remit that money, sometimes we find it is not going to help us because we have a lot of problems on the ground. So I think that is the main problem. We have limited budget. For example, Mbara City South Division, our budget is 6 billion. And when you look at the things we need as Mbara City, you find we get issues because some things are not going to be done, like roads, bridges. Whenever we talk about them, they tell us those things are supposed to be done at the central government, and the people that are affected are on ground. So we think we have limited budgets through the finances.
Thank you so much, Madam Salima. She has been telling us on the challenges that they're facing as local government. Of course, we shall keep updating you here in Mbara how the process will be up to Friday. Let me get to Ocheng, who is in Leland. Also update us on the atmosphere that is with the nomination today. You'll be telling us what is happening today. I'm Koslin Nakaila, reporting you live from Mbara.
Very good morning, very good morning, viewers. I'm right now standing at the headquarters of Lera City, where the nomination for the local council leaders is going to take place this morning, beginning at 9 o'clock. I happened to meet those who are going to be nominated yesterday when I visited the regional office for Electoral Commission, where these leaders are picking the forms. They pick the form, then they go and get receipts from the accountants in their respective districts. Then they pay the money. This money, they are given a receipt. This receipt, they attach it to the forms which is given to them. And these forms are supposed to be commissioned by the Commission of Oath. And they fill it properly. And as they deliver today, it has to be completed. Leaders who are standing here, we have Lera City as a district. And then Lera district also, they're going to have their nomination at Ogu sub-county headquarters in the district. And Lera City will have their nomination here where I'm standing. And behind me is the council hall for Lera City, where the local leaders are coming to be nominated. They have different categories. These categories involve the chairperson, LC5, and then the city mayor, but the chairperson will be in the district. But here will be for the city mayor and the councillors, and then the special needs, which will include the elders, the youth, the women, and then the councillors from parish level up to the district level, including sub-county level. And they are picking the forms from the Electoral Commission, which is here in Lera City. And Lera City is hosting regional election office for the whole of northern Uganda, which is here. So these leaders are coming here. As I stand now, as you can see, very few people have arrived there inside. I think they're waiting for the time to begin nomination. Even the officials from the electoral commissions are not yet here. It's only the room which has been opened. A few have come and they have gone back. I think by 9 o'clock, they will be coming to be nominated. I take you back to the studio. I'm Judo Shea reporting for NTV in Lera.